All right, so what is normal aging? Is there such a thing? Yeah, there is. And there are certain things, certain brain functions that should continue to be as normal as they were when you were guys 30 or 20 or 50 or whatever. And those are language and vocabulary. This is something that stays very strong up until in your 90s. And maybe at that point, may start dropping a little bit. So if there's a language problems that's starting earlier, not normal aging, okay? But language and vocabulary and the knowledge of things should be there. General knowledge of things, okay? This is a water bottle. When I'm 50 years older than I am right now, I should remember and recognize this is a water bottle and I should know what to do with that, okay? Simple attention. Simple attention means that you can't remember what you were just told, like a phone number. And I know it's getting a little challenging at times, but, or simple information. You know, if I'm telling you a word, like a name of a medication, you should be able to repeat it after me. You may not remember it 10 minutes later, that's okay. But right after I said it, you should be able to keep it there for just a few seconds and say it. Normal recall with a cue, so that's a challenging one. So what is normal recall? So if I'm giving you some information and I'm asking you to like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do tomorrow, okay? We're gonna go to, you know, Jewish community center, we're gonna attend this class, then we're gonna go for lunch to that particular restaurant. You should be able to sort of remember it, okay? But you, as we age, we may not remember it by default. I may need to remind you, like, remember where we're going somewhere after GCC? And you're like, oh yeah, that's right, we're going to have lunch at the restaurant. So if I'm giving you a little bit help, a little bit cue, you should be able to like pull that information that you've heard before, okay? And then again, memory of timing of events, so the sequence. Okay, we're not going to lunch first in the morning and then going to GCC. You should be able to remember, okay, this is how we do things, okay? With normal aging, also, you should have normal procedural memory. And I know it sounds very complicated, but it's not. I'll give you an example and you're like, aha, riding a bicycle. It's something that, it's a sort of a skill, if you wish, that once you master, you should be able to keep up, even though if you didn't ride a bicycle for 10 years, you know, you should be able to pick it up again. So it's a skill that you should be able to remember how to do things. How to brush your teeth is another good example, okay? Or, I don't know, how to take a shower, right? So things that we do automatically without even thinking twice. And that should be okay. Those things with normal aging should be 100%. Some people thinking, uh-oh. So here's what's changing, and that's normal too. So with normal aging, there are certain memory, well, not memory, cognitive changes. There is more to cognition than just memory. You know, there's an attention, there is language, it's all part of the cognition. It's not just memory itself. So things that are changing, it may take longer to do the same thing, you know? So you may still be able to read the book, but it's gonna take you longer than usual, and that's okay. It may take you longer to figure out how to write out the check, but as long as you're doing it perfectly fine, that's normal. It's changing, but it's normal, okay? Problem solving. So this is another thing that's also changing, and a lot of people really worry about that. But to a degree, that's normal too, okay? So problem solving is something that allows us to figure out how to do things or what to do in different situations, okay? So when you're kind of like in the store and you don't know, you know, is this on sale or this is not on sale, and what should I do about this situation, right? And you like, should I ask, should I not ask? Well, in the past it was no brainer. You just figure out what to do. You either gonna go and find a, you know, associate and ask for a question, or you just grab one and figure it out at the cashiers, right? So that's something that is changing. It may take longer again to figure it out, but you should still be able to do it. Maybe not perfectly, but it's changing. And interestingly enough, those two things, how fast do we do things, and how well do we solve different situations and problems peak around the 30s, when we're in 30s. So I'm like done already, okay? Which is a little scary, but that's the truth, right? So what do? We make the best out of it. So, and it declines, it's continuous steadily decline, very slowly, but declines over the next decades of our lives. And that's normal, okay? So if it takes you longer to figure out the check, but you do it accurately, okay. Another thing that's changing, and again, it's normal, it's something that we, brain neurologists call complex attention. So it's sort of ability to manipulate things that's coming at us from different sources and make decisions based on that. For instance, you're driving in the car and you're talking on your phone. Can you really pay attention to the road, or it's getting more of a challenge? And that's changing too, and that's a part of the normal aging. Okay, so it's okay to split things up. It's okay to do one thing at a time. You're allowed to, that's normal, okay? Sorry. The other thing that's changing is something that we call delayed recall. So, who has done that? Who has gone to the grocery store and forgot what you were gonna buy, and you're like, I think there was something, but I can't quite recall it, and you're like, okay. I've done it too, okay? And that's normal too. That's okay not to remember the grocery list. It's okay to write it down and cheat. That's normal, okay? Something that's called prospective memory. Ooh, another fancy term. So that is, I'll give you a good example, medication. So can you keep up with the list of medications you're supposed to be taking? And remember, okay, I'm taking 3 pills in the morning, 2 in the evening. And maybe even know their names, yay. But can you really do that or not? And it's okay not to do that very accurately. It's okay to be confused because there are so many medications usually, or names, or the doses, or changes, and too confusing, and that's okay too. That's a part of normal aging, okay? Also, another interesting thing that is, sometimes people say, well, I think I was told that there is a presentation at Mir's apartment today, right? But I don't remember where I have learned about it. Was it from, reading it somewhere, or listening on the news, or from a friend? I'm not sure, right? So where did you get the information? And that's okay too. It's okay not to remember necessarily the exact source. You know you got it, you remembered it, hey, you're here, I'm excited. But it's okay not to remember where you originally got that information. Although not so good for marketing probably, but sorry guys. All right, and another thing is that's changing with aging is something else called executive function. Ooh, this is complex, but it's really fun. So let me walk you through this. So it's defined as an ability to self-monitor, plan, organize, reason, be mentally flexible, and do the problem solving. We kind of touched about problem solving before. So there's this really complex part of our cognition which allows us to do so many daily tasks, we don't give it enough credit. Like we have to figure out, okay, so today's Tuesday, right? Okay, what do I have to do today? What time do I have to get up? What do I need to do? What do I need to wear? How to plan for that? Is it clean? Is it not clean, right? Etc., etc. There's a lot of things that we accomplish in our daily lives without maybe necessarily thinking, putting a lot of effort or giving our brains benefit for that, which allows us to be ourselves and live our life and enjoy it. So, and again, that part also is changing. So that's where you're like, oh, I forgot that was dirty and I need to wear something else, and then I need to make another decision, and I forgot that I needed a medication refill. Those type of situations. That's okay. Don't beat yourself over those things. These are little things, okay? These are normal aging stuff. These are the changes that can happen when you have normal aging, okay?